To find the inverse of a function, we want to follow a couple of different steps. One, we want to first write it with y. So I'm going to say y is equal to negative 4x squared. 2, you want to switch x and y. So x is equal to negative 4y squared. 3, you want to solve for the new y. So you want to get this y completely by itself. So to solve for that, I'm going to first divide by negative 4 on both sides. So I get negative 1/4 x equal to y squared, and then I'm going to square root both sides. So that gives me the square root of negative 1/4 x is equal to y, and that would be your inverse function. So you could write this as negative 1/4 x, or you could write this as negative x over 4. Either of those are the same. Now it asks, what is the domain of it? Well, that's interesting because when you're working with domain of a function, you're looking for kind of problem areas. And since we have this negative 1/4 x under a square root, this part under the square root cannot be negative. And so it has to be greater than or equal to 0. So I'm going to take negative 1/4 x and say that has to be greater than or equal to 0, and then solve that in order to get the second part, my domain. So I'm going to divide by negative 4 again and move it over. So that gives me x and then 0. And what we're going to do is, since we divided both sides by this negative, we have to flip this sign to face the other way. So in order for us to create positive numbers under that square root, our x is going to have to be less than or equal to 0, or we could say negative infinity, 2 and 0, and we can include 0. And so that would be our domain. Hope this helps.